What's up guys, welcome to my channel, and today I want to talk about High on Life. A pretty weighted game for me, because I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty. So this game from creators of Rick and Morty, so I expected some weird shit in this game. Like, what could you expect from the creators of Rick and Morty, right? So the problem that I live in Ukraine and we got problems with electricity. We got only 8 hours per day in the better case. So yeah, the game a little bit longer, so it takes a couple of days to finish it. But anyway, I'm finished it and I'm ready to give you my review for this game. So it has two main aspects that make it so fun, and you never get bored to playing this game because of first one, dynamic gameplay where you can fly, when you can jump, when you can dash, different guns, different enemies. And the second one, that's the dialogue, that's the story, because almost every character that exists in this game has its own lines, and every line in this game is unique. So it feels like you're playing an immersive sim than just ordinary shooter with a typical story, where you're not looking at NPC characters, you're just passing them by. But here, they're really interesting to speak to them, because every character tell you a short story about him and what he's doing here. And interesting thing that everything is going on in Rick and Morty style. So there is a cringe stuff in dialogues, there is awkward stuff in dialogues, so you never get bored just to talk with the NPC, and that's awesome.
Excuse me, do you have any idea where Gene Zaruthian is?
What? That's my name. I'm Gene Zaruthian. But why would you... Oh, wait. You're probably thinking of the famous bounty hunter with the same name as me. Sorry, I'm just some loser accountant.
Oh man, oh that's not good. Oh, okay.
About the main story, it doesn't have any big drama or insane amount of twists where you will be like mind blown or shocked. No, without any shocking moves. It's just an adventure, start and end point, and that's all. So, but the characters that you met, that you walking with, right? The guns, they have their own story, their own background, their own character building, let's say that. So especially with your main gun, you're building such a connection, right? I will call it Morty or a slime gun, whatever. And the way how you communicate with your guns, that's another level of immerse for this game, because the gun telling you what to do when you just could forget to use some skill, or trying to focus you on the right direction, like where you're running, you need to run to another direction, or we need to do that, or you're doing wrong stuff, so they could comment your gunfights with the enemies, like how you should fight, or how tough the enemies or how weak they are. The guns, that's the main interest stuff of this game, honestly, because their replics, their speaking manner, every gun, that's another totally character. So the way how they speaking, it's just fun to hear, really, and it gives you a really unique game experience that you never, well, me personally, never had before.
Oh, I can help you with that little hook bug hive. Shoot my... Look at my little guy in there rustling up the hive. Isn't that cute? I'm so proud of him.
About the other main characters, like the alien ex-bounty hunter Gene, that gives you his suit, teaching you like how to be a bounty hunter, and the sister of the main character, well, the most of the time they will be just sitting at home and complain about each other. But interesting stuff about this alien Gene, he's watching old trash horror movies, like from, I don't know, 80s, 70s, 90s, and like, I don't know how long those tapes put into this game, but I was like waiting for, I don't know, 5 or more minutes just to watch this movie part, and it's still going on, so I was just like, no, it can't be real. They can't put the whole movie in this game, right? I didn't check every, like, how long of this movie was in the game, but anyway, like, I was waiting for 5 minutes and it was just, what? Okay, that's interesting. About the dialogue system, well, you have 4 options to answer, and the answers there doesn't have any consequences. So everything is scripted. There is no different endings. It could change a little bit of dialogues between you and your family members, friends, guns. Yeah, there is a possibility, but totally change the ending or some situation, no. So just for more immerse into this game, they're added this dialogue system, kind of like that. Well, let's talk about the second aspect. That's the gameplay, shooting, movement, interactions. Well, we got the jetpack, we got some Indiana Jones lasso, right? Rope, whatever, that you could just swing like Indiana Jones or Spider-Man at certain objects on the map. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty I don't know, vertical gameplay. Let's say that. So right, in the future you could walk on the walls, fly like Boba Fett, but without the rocket launcher on your backpack. And of course, dash in the air and on the ground. The levels makes in such a way that you will use all your abilities like flying, dashing, jumping, and all other platforming stuff, especially during the boss fights. So there is no useless mechanics in this game at all. About guns, we have 4 different type of guns, and the 5th one we are getting at the final stage of the game. So most of the time we're running with the 2, 3, and well, the more you walking through the game, the more guns you're getting on your way, kind of like that. So there is a pistol, a shotgun mix between SMG and a rifle, and we got some weird gun that I like because the shooting with it probably the most funny thing that you could ever see in this game. This gun creates its own children, and you're shooting his or its children to enemies, and they're like running on them and start kicking the enemies. It's so funny. Of course, they can crawl into some hands to unlock the door for you, but the main stuff that they're just running as a small blue, I don't know, some minions, kind of like that. So it's pretty fun to watch how they just kicking such a huge monster or I don't know alien, and they're like, I don't know, it's like Attack on Titan, you know, some kind of like that. Of course, you can upgrade your weapon by buying new body implants for them and modification. Everything you can buy in a shop in the first city when you enter into this another planet, right? And the modification system is pretty simple, so there's not much to say about it. All weapons have their own unique ability, which could help you to pass through some difficulties on the map, like the time stop or minions that could unlock you some doors. Well, kind of like that. About the gunfights, well, the good thing that you don't need to collect the ammo for your weapon. So they produce their own ammo and it's like almost infinite, but you need to reload your guns, kind of like that. So that's the bonus. The second one, half of your weapon using the projectile system. So the bullet fly not as fast as it's a fire gun, kind of like that. It fly really slow, but not slow enough to the enemy could dodge your shot. But it easily understand how to shoot in this game. It need a couple of more, I don't know, gunfights, and you will realize how to shoot from any weapon that exists in this game, and you can get. Let's talk about bosses. So the gameplay is based that you need to choose the boss that you need to kill and move to that planet or location in a search where this boss is located, and then there's a boss fight, and then you're beating him and coming back to the house. So that's the cycle of the mission, kind of like that. There are 7 bosses in the game. Some of them tough, and you will remember the fight with them. Some of them you just kill and just forget. So it's not, you know, It's not like Dark Souls when you remember every boss till the end of your life. No, it's just some of them really interesting to beat, to fight. Some of them you will forget about after a couple of minutes. But every boss has its own unique combat style, unique skills, so it not will be the copy-paste bosses, right? Every boss is unique. That's great, especially the last one. The last boss is the like bullet hell stuff, really. About the planets where you will travel, so there's five, as I remember, 5 planets where you will be during all these missions. So every planet has its own unique, of course, design. Even the creatures, some of them will attack you, some of them not. So there will be more enemies there, so you need to be careful. And of course, the parkour or platforming section where you need to jump, swing, and running on walls. So the way that you need to pass to the point of your interest, it's not the boring way when you're just walking and nothing happens, right? So you need to be always in action. When you get to the point, the checkpoint, of course, there's some dialogue, and then you continue to complete your mission. Or it will be a gunfight, or there will be another platforming section. Who knows? But the way how you're going, plus the design of this planet, everything looks cool. Maybe except the desert planet, if honestly. But again, that's the abandoned planet, so it should be like that. Most of the time, you're on some unknown civilization or highly civilization planets, right? So it's interesting to watch. Especially, there's a mayor of one town that the view out of his window, that's really beautiful, if honestly. Well, the level design is really good in this game because the fights feel really for this certain part of the map or a part of the level. So the hideouts, some objects placed exact as needed, and there is no collision effects, that happens in the game. That's already about bugs, but anyway. So I haven't found any bugs. Everything works fine. Well, except maybe some graphical glitches when you're aiming down with your pistol or SMG, right? There's small artifacts when the shooting, but maybe that was just my problem. So I'm using not the latest GPU. Maybe that's the problem of my GPU. Who knows? But maybe it will work fine on the newest GPU without these bugs. With new drivers, who knows? But personally, me, I saw a couple of them. It's just a visual box, not in-game box. So everything works fine for me. No complaints about that. The game has 3 difficulties. That's the story mode, story difficulty. That's the normal difficulty, and that's the hard difficulty. So I played at normal difficulty because I want a little bit more challenge, but I realized that it's the story-based game. So I didn't want to sweat like I was sweating in Doom Eternal. Yeah. So in this game, I wanna see the story, but a little bit with challenge, kind of like that. So I choose the normal mode. If you first-person shooter lover like me, and you don't care about the story, you just want to shoot some enemies, pick a hard mode, and it will be perfect for you. Because even the normal mode feels a little bit easy for me, if honestly. So I prefer more harder difficulty, but this time I just wanted to see the story, and without risking, without bombing and everything else. So I didn't know what to expect from the difficulties. So kind of like that. Let's talk about the things that I didn't like. And one of them, that's the music. I really didn't like the fighting track. Well, the music during the fights. So it sounds such a weird and, I don't know, disturbing for me.
beat my head, Lord be.
Well, I really didn't like what I'm hearing, so I turned it off at all. Well, I heard the music in the town when you're just walking in the town, buying some upgrades. Yeah, it's okay, just some vibe, relaxed music. But when the fight starts, oh my god, it's horrible. Honestly, that's for me. That's horrible. I don't know. Maybe someone will like this track, but definitely not me. That was the one thing the first thing that I didn't like. The second thing, the how this game ended. Let's say that there, of course, this review without any spoilers. The way how this game ends feels empty. Empty after you finish the final boss, and nothing happens. Like you finish the final boss, the game says you're well done, and that's all. And the game finished. Like, and you just sitting and like that's all. I just want to see a bit more, a little bit more than just well done, you know. Yeah, there's some photos, how everything setting up kind of like after you beat the final boss, but I don't know, I wasn't satisfied the way how this game ended. It ended so fast and without any like the big end. Just that's all. I wasn't satisfied how this game ended. I needed some cutscene, you know, some you know how everything becomes normal or kind of like that. But I just, you know, I wasn't satisfied at 100%. I just felt empty after I finished the game, like empty. Like, why I did that? Okay, I finished the boss, but give me some really congratulations, cutscene, how my character doing some stuff after that, how he trying to, you know, live. But no, it's just the end. Yeah, that's the question that I can't answer. Why the developers did such a great story? I mean, such a great dialogue system, such a great dialogues, but the way the story itself, it's ended like there's no satisfaction after you finish the game, kind of like that. So the game is not rewarding you after you finish it, kind of like that. That's the only thing. That's the second thing that I didn't like. But overall, that's a great game. I recommend you to play it, especially if you're a fan of Rick and Morty. I haven't found an Easter egg about Rick and Morty here, but but you know, the guy who was acting, who recorded his weapon. There's a knife for Rick and the pistol Morty, kind of like that. So that's his voice. So that's the main Easter egg here, as for me, kind of like that. But anyway, my score is 9 out of 10. Great game, great shooter. It's in Xbox Game Pass, so you could get it for free if you have Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass, kind of like that. So why not? And if you like my review, hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you agree with me. Join my Twitch, join my Discord channel. There will be some streams, some discussions where we could talk, you know, to each other, discuss the latest news that I missed or some short, small news. And see you next video. Bye, everyone.